Doing roll call.
It's up to you.
All right, I'm going to call the planning board meeting, special planning board meeting for Wednesday, August 9th, 2017, to order at 7:33 p.m. We have a roll call. Sergio's not here. Mike Carpenter. Here. Ron Sinatra. Richard Sparks.
Yeah.
Joe Carey, I'm here. Alda Hardy's excused. We have the planner, Cheryl Maynard, and the solicitor, Jonah Achilles, right? Along with members of the council, Franco, Christopher Stone, and Gordon Rogers. Okay, before we get started, I'd just like to take a moment of silence in honor of passing of Tom Mercier. All right, we're going to continue now. We had correspondence, and the correspondence, we had a notification from DEM request for comments regarding the Round Hill subdivision from GNC Properties. This is just a resubmission of the same information that we had sent in. They extended the period. Is that how? You want to speak to this, Tony?
They reopened the comment period and they resent the opportunity out to abutters and towns to comment. So we can send the same letter so that we're checked off as someone who has responded. And we can do this as a town.
Right, they had sent back, do you have that? It's not necessarily they kind of passed one portion, they didn't deny it. Because there is a procedure where DEM will deny it if the town council or the town objects and they find the objection to be, I don't want to say to have merit, but they find the objection to be so substantial. And there is a procedure where DEM will just deny the permit. So they declined to do that. So now the permit is going through essentially the same process and they are requesting additional comments. So we can send in the same comments. It might be helpful if you want to add some additional comments. I don't know that it's necessarily going to assist or prevent DEM from giving them the application, but again, it does solidify that the town has an objection to it. A lot of times when people come to the board and they say, well, DEM approved it, and they also say these people didn't say anything to DEM. So I think if somebody wants to add something, or if there's anything to be added, that might be useful.
Joe? Yeah, I don't know why we have an objection to this, okay? It's one house in Foster. He's asking for a private road, and I don't know why he's doing that. He could be asking for a right-of-way to go on to other lands in Situate. DEM will make the determination about wetlands that he has to pass through or not. We had comments about endangered species. The reason you hire an engineer, a civil engineer, to review your land, looking for vernal pools and wetlands and streams, dried up streams and stuff. And then if he spots something that he feels is necessarily, then he'll say to the owner or DEM, you have to hire a wetlands biologist. So I don't know what our objection is to this. One house in Foster, and what he does with his land in Situate shouldn't even be as part of our discussion here. So his application is for one house in Foster.
I think when we had it at the previous meeting, Ron, the goal of this is to determine if we have objections to the alteration of wetlands. It had nothing to do with the subdivision itself. And that's what the comments they were solicited at this time.
But how could we make a comment about the alterations of wetlands that we don't even know exist?
Well, we were asked by the DEP.
I know, but they don't know it. I haven't seen a map.
Well, it was part of the package.
We had that at the previous meeting.
All right, so I don't know what our comments should be other than, all right, that's fine, you're right, I remember that. I don't know what our objection would be, this is all in DM's hands. I remember that, I'm sorry. So I don't know, you know, I'll be odd man out, but DM's not gonna let them alter the wetlands, DM's not gonna let them cross the wetlands. They're asking us to talk about wetlands that are in their venue, so I think we should just send a comment and this is up to you and see you later.
Okay. Did you vote in favor or? did you-
I probably voted no, but as we're doing this again, I'm gonna vote again and I'll vote no, because I've thought about this and I think it's the silliest thing I've ever seen.
Did anybody have any additional comments they would like to include in this? I mean, I think we covered a lot of, pretty much, most of the things that we really could make any comments on to our ability.
Joanna, is it okay if I address her?
Yeah.
So do you think DEM is gonna allow this? No, yeah?
They did not deny it completely, even, over the town's objection. They went forward and allowed them to continue on the process. What DM is gonna allow, I'm not sure, but 9 times out of 10, DEM, they'll come in and they'll say, you need to do this, and you need to modify this, and they'll make suggestions, but it doesn't look like, it's going to be an outright denial. I don't know if it's gonna be the scope, if they're gonna say take away a house, add a basin, whatever they need to do, but I would assume that there's a likelihood that they will get some type of an alteration permit. And whether or not the requirements of that permit make it financially feasible for them to continue with the development, I don't know.
I was surprised when I went back and read this, and maybe I shouldn't have been, but it said in the third paragraph, it says the proposed application would lead to significant storm-related flooding on Brown Hill Road. Again, I should have reviewed the plans. I would have thought that the submission, having the engineering done to the degree it would have had the calculations of the remedies, so that probably, I don't know, it seems like we might be a little iffy saying it would definitely result in
The
flooding.
DPW, that was their opinion, that based on what the rainfall is now. But a lot of times what applicants will say is, okay, well, right now that piece of land can absorb, so much water. But if in fact we are altering it and doing certain things, what we're, man-made or manufacturing, whether it's detention ponds or certain material and things like that, that it can assist in the absorption and prevent flooding. I mean, you would think that would be their argument, so.
I think, when we talked about this before, I think my feeling was that the scope of the design was, it's like, it just goes in and totally alters the wetlands, everything about it.
Right.
And I don't know that there's any great benefit to the town, and it does allow them, at least now, to access at least 3 more lots. And then I think there's like another parcel in Situate, or maybe it's even part of the same parcel, like 65 acres. So, I would think it's probably the whole area. If it's allowed, it would be developed. So I think
May
that's
I?
why we're against it.
May I ask the attorney a question? Listen, we're the planning board of Foster. right? Should we be discussing Situate?
We are not discussing Situate. The only thing that we have been,
We just had a comment that said opening 3 more lots in Situate.
Well, we're gonna be putting a road in Foster to.
right,
For something, they need their access is through Foster, so the alteration of wetlands is to put the road in through Foster. And that's where Foster, it's gonna feed houses in Situate, so the traffic, you know, and the tax dollars are gonna go to Situate. For the houses that are in Situate, we're not gonna get any tax from benefit from that subdivision. And they're all,
One house is gonna go to Foster, right?
well,
Possibly.
this discussion doesn't necessarily, and you can talk about the tax benefits and all that stuff, that's not necessarily relevant to right now. I mean, right now, it's just,
It's a road through Foster.
yes, in a 1 lot. But the road, the construction of this road does have a significant alteration to the wetland, as it's currently proposed.
And that's DEM's purview, right?
It is DM's purview, but they do specifically ask towns for their input, because they do want to hear from towns. Just like you could go to, somebody could come to our board and object, you can go to DM and object.
And I'll stay home then.
Yeah, so they requested our opinion, and that's why we're doing this. But I'm sure, you know, when DEM reviews it, and they get the comments from the different towns and different people, they're gonna, you know, put in their guidelines, and, you know, they're gonna have drainage, and they're gonna have, you know, go under the road and make sure the water's flowing properly, and the wetlands aren't impacted anymore to the least possible effect on the wetlands. You know, that's what they'll do, they'll design the road around that, and that will be part of the plan when they come forward for the subdivision in the future. You know, this is their first step, so we gotta get past this, and then when it comes down the road, we can deal with the other issues.
So does this have to go back to the town council for reapproval if we change it? Or, so it's already been approved by the town council?
There's nothing to do with the
So
council.
I'll make a motion that we resend the same comments back to the town council.
Okay, do I have a second? Okay, any further discussion? Okay, Karen, did you have anything to say? Okay, thanks, sir. All right, hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Passed unanimously.
No,
Oh, did you?
I'm gonna oppose.
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 I thought I heard. 4-1. The Ryan's is not opposed. Sorry. Okay, on new business, we have the state 2018 to 2027 Transportation Improvement Program, TIP. Public hearing on resubmittal. The public hearing was originally scheduled for July 19, 2017, rescheduled to planning board cancellation. Okay, so this, if you're all familiar with this from last year, I don't know, everybody was on the board with that kind of thing. It was just a list of roads and, you know, their prioritized for what needs to be done, and the state's gonna fund repairs to certain roads in the town. The list is here from what was approved last year and prioritized by what the state approved as the priorities. And then there's also a list of stuff that we requested to be added that was denied by the state on the second page, or the third page, actually. Now, looking through this, does anybody have any suggestions on changing any of the priorities or anything?
Gordon, 102 between, I guess it's Briggs or Luther, an old plane, you know those two bends that go like down to the creek? How many accidents are there a year?
Constantly, they spend more money on guardrails.
On guardrails, there's got to be 5 to 10 accidents a year. I actually was going to go to the police station, their report. They just did a roundabout in Situate, Coventry, because 2 kids got killed a while ago. We have a tremendous amount of vehicle damage. Fire and rescue and police go in there all winter long. Any ice, even rain, it's so slippery going around that bend. You two guys may not know where it is, but Gordon knows.
I know where it is.
All right. And I don't know, and I can tell you, years ago, 30 years ago, the state was gonna buy land from Armando DeFazio to straighten that bend out. Now, right now, there's only one house on that bend, but I've noticed a couple of perk tubes. And the more houses they put on that bend, the less chance it's ever gonna be fixed. So I'd like to see, I don't know, it isn't our road because it's a state road.
Well,
right?
the state roads are included, Rob. We can-
Okay, so I think the first road on our list, with the amount of damage that's being done to people's property, and the cost to guardrails, and the cost to the town constantly sending police, fire, and ambulance out to that spot. I mean, people go off into the woods, go down into the gully. This should be our first priority, people's health, safety, and welfare.
So this is Route 102 and the Briggs.
Is it Briggs or Luther, Gordon?
It's between Luther,
Okay, and Old
I
Plainfield.
Old
know there's a
Plainfield.
lot of accidents around Briggs. in that area.
That's
between
it.
Luther and Briggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area.
Oh, okay.
What happens is, it's a complete straight, it's all straight from 95, all the way to about Luther Road, and that's really your first
So
corners.
people coming
And
north.
people are doing 50, 60.
We also
miles an
have
hour.
quite a few over here at the end of 94 and 102 too.
Yeah,
That's
it's
another.
lighting once you get into Foster.
So I'd like to see that first on the list.
Are the accidents due to the bend, or is there conditions that are causing it?
It's the bend.
It's usually done in snowstorms and rainy weather. We have a lot in the winter, but they're so used to doing 50 miles an hour on straightaway, and then you start hitting some S-curves.
Surge, it goes like this, goes down, and then all of a sudden it's turning like this. It should be a racetrack.
So the corrective action is to
Yeah.
straighten it?
Yeah, straight, or build it up, so you're not going down this. If you're doing 50 and you hit ice on that thing, you're doing 70.
Well, the state will do is,
That's
like
further
they did on
down.
Route 6, they'll go out, they'll do a study with the engineers, and they'll look at it and make decisions
Yeah,
on the
that's
best corrective action.
before that always.
Now, that area's been repaved recently, hasn't it? Or-
No.
I know I think a lot of it has to do with when,
No.
I haven't been, I don't know, they did the other end down,
No.
probably down.
They stopped at Old
They
Plainfield.
Okay.
they
Because the
stopped.
road is rough there too, I think, and that makes if they're going fast, they go around the corners and.
No, the road's not too bad here. That's why they stopped at Luther. It's not the pavement that's bad.
Gordon, has anybody been killed, or I don't think anybody's been
No,
killed.
further down there was on a motorcycle, on a dirt bike hit the tree.
But
That-
this should be our priority, just to save our police, our
Well, it's
fire.
something, yeah, Ron, we can definitely add that to our list of proposals. We just, put a high priority on, something,
Is that already listed on here?
I don't believe it is. Can we?
Well, so I hear what Ron's saying, and I think that I would want to add that to a proposal list. But as I mentioned to everyone when I sent this out, the turnaround time here for you hiring a new planner and when this application came in requires that we continue, obviously, supporting all the projects that we have, but a new proposal requires documentation, photos, a narrative, a new piece that, has to be attached to this package. Now, the other piece here, as far as turnaround time, is that this is due at DOT on Friday.
Okay.
It also is due to the town council tomorrow, which is why I did as much work as I could without input preparing this document. And what I did was pulled in everything that had been approved by DOT in the past, and that those last projects had to be resubmitted. But because we had them in the package last year with narratives and photos, we were able to just pull those in and say that we had already done this in the past. But as far as putting something new this time, I can't do that for this particular application, but that doesn't mean that we can't even mid-year or in the next few months, you know, get in touch with DOT with a proposal for road work. And they will
So we'll
certainly
make-
look at that.
Yeah, we'll make note of it and put it in so we can set something up and try to get this added, if we can do it at a later date.
I just want to make sure I know the location that Ron's talking about. So it's Route 102 between Luther Road and
Briggs.
Briggs Road. And is it one side or the other, or is it?
Both sides.
Both sides,
They-
okay.
So now I got ways, even though that can't happen at this time, I would have thought the chiefs, all these years, would have put this forward. This should have never, I haven't been on the planning board for a while, but Gordon's right, they must replace that guardrail 2-3 times a year.
Keeps
And
cars
things up in
going.
the air like this. So the second thing for DOT that I think should move on to our list is Old Plainfield Pike at the 3 bends of mine, Kellerman's, and Hauser's. I see the cops on Route 6 all the time, and there's been 5 people killed on 3 corners. Within, Gordon, a half a mile, a quarter of a mile, those 3 bends,
Yep.
right? All east-west, all right? Sun in the morning, sun in the afternoon. One woman's kid got run right over by an oil truck when he was getting the mail. So, these are the things DM should be dealing with, and we should be dealing with. 5 people killed in the space of 30 years. And 3 bends, less than a half a mile.
So Plainfield Pike, 3 bends.
Old
Oh,
Plainfield.
Old Plainfield Pike.
Between Isthmus Road and Route 6, I'm sorry, 102.
So we can submit those as separate requests?
Separate, yeah, I mean, the board should think about it, but anybody that's been on Old Plainfield, try those bends, doing 50.
You're not supposed to be doing 50.
I know, that's another thing why I never see a cop. Someday I'm gonna see
We
one.
can add speed bumps?
There was one day when I went by your house.
Speed humps.
Was he parked on my lawn?
Yeah, yeah, but, you know, it's, you know, you
So
can't straighten every road.
we can request warning signs.
Yeah, that's all, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate people drive like they do, you know.
But to be clear, because we can't take action on something that's not on the agenda, what is our action that we're looking for today? This is a public hearing of this, correct?
That's correct.
So,
No one's here.
do you have any comments?
We need to open and
Mr.
close.
Chairman, you have to open the
Yeah,
public hearing.
right, yeah. But this is a different type of public, we do it a little different with this than we did this last year, you know. It's done a little differently, we do have a public, and if members of the public are here, I will open and close it, but there doesn't appear to be any public in the audience, except for members of the council, or actually the public, you know, council members, but we can discuss it before, we usually discuss it amongst ourselves.
Well, we cannot amend this
You can
with,
discuss.
No.
with the
We
suggestion.
can't
Yeah.
approve it.
Joe asked for
We can't amend this.
this.
No, these,
That was fine.
Right.
Okay,
But we can give this information to the planner for a future agenda item, and we can do a resubmit, try to see if we can resubmit mid-year instead of waiting another year. Because at this point, we have to wait a full year unless DOT allows somebody, us to submit something midterm, but I don't know if they will or not.
Surge. I sneaked and said,
So is there anything else from the board as far as what's on this list and the prioritization? Do you want to change any of the priorities? Because that's about the only thing we have time to do, change priorities.
We're still going after Old Danielson Pike Bridge. That's in
They,
the village, right?
they actually said they're never gonna use
Anthony
that.
Road,
That
that's
should
the
be-
stuff that was on there last year that we just, you know, just leave it in. Because those, you know, there was a big thing about opening up the roads that are closed in town because it's a safety. It's like Anthony Road, it's a safety issue. You lose, it's happened already, people have been trapped in there with the tree across the road and wires down, and there's no way out. Because you can't go the other way. You
Swim
can't
the
get
river.
that. You know, but, you know, it's an emergency happens, somebody's down
Same like
there.
Gold Mine Road, but trying to.
No power, and they, they're, iron
Are they
lung.
gonna try to
there is issues with roads that don't go through, you know, all
They
roads
saw
should
me at
be open.
the fair.
So that's why those are on there.
I think I'll try.
Because the
No,
bridges are out.
that couple came and see,
So,
saw me at the fair and talked to me about it.
Everybody's all right with the priorities of the stuff that was accepted by the state of Rhode Island.
So I make a motion, we submit the same, same
Wait,
package.
We
you have
gotta open the public
Okay,
hearing
let's
first,
do it.
once we're done, but I just wanna make sure the board, if they had any changes, if everybody's happy with what was last year, we'll say. All right, at this time, I'll open the public hearing. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak on the state application for STIPS for the 1827 year? Anybody from the council?
We gotta vote on it
It's gotta
tomorrow
run
night,
on
so
tomorrow.
we can't.
All right,
Please
so.
don't.
Hearing none, with no members of the public in attendance this evening, I will close the public hearing at this time. Okay, now, Ron.
I make a motion that we send in the same application that we sent in last year.
Second.
Is this
The
different?
second, Sergio, discussion.
Isn't this different from what we sent in last year?
Yes,
No,
Cheryl's, discuss Cheryl's signature on it.
But
Yeah,
other than
and
that-
the priority rankings are the same, but those, if you wanted to alter the priorities, that's something.
Okay,
that
I
you
thought
can.
you had, I thought we
And I
had.
just can't, I can't
Oh, yeah.
add a new submission.
Okay.
The
I'm
first,
good now.
the first two pages are what the state approved and what they, how they prioritized when they got them.
Okay.
So they might be different from what we sent in at that time. They might have changed our priority. But that's what the state approved this page. And then the second, third page is what.
Mr.
Thank you.
Chippendale, Mr.
All
Wilson,
right,
may
so
want
any
to.
further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I think it's 5-0 that time.
Do we have a second for the motion? I missed it.
Yeah, it was Sergio. And we have it. No, we put it on right. Sure, that's right. At this time, I'll call for adjournment.
No, I have a future agenda, item, like on
It's
the
not on the agenda.
future agenda.
It's not on here. I'm sorry, Ryan, this was a special
No,
meeting
this
just
one.
for those things.
Okay,
But we can do that at the next week. We got a meeting next Wednesday, so. Unfortunately, we're just going to handle these two because they're time sensitive tonight.
This was noticed just for those two things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of the Friday deadline for both items.
So, all in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
I'd like everybody to know I apologize to the planner and the chair. Somehow, as Gordon always says, I don't know anything about computers, the thing that came to me went to recently deleted, and the only way that could happen is me, but it's in bold, so I never read it, so none of the mistake on my part. Thank you.